Good afternoon, John and Moira. Right, I'm going to answer these questions really quickly now, if I can. That's not usually possible. Right, where was I born? I was born in Bath in Somerset. And what house did I live in? Can't remember. I think I lived in a caravan for a while. My father was in the building industry. I remember being carried from the caravan to a half-built house. But I stayed with my aunt for long periods, and she lived in a lovely grand house in Bath. Very lovely. And I have no brothers and sisters. And my father was in the building industry. He was a quantity surveyor. And my mother was variously a telephonist and also a tracer or draftswoman. But I never expected to work in the arts. I had no clue what I wanted to do. I went to a boys' grammar school, which was horrible. And so my path to Liverpool was partly, first of all, initially, as a southerner, I wanted to live in the north. But they didn't have the surgery I couldn't transition to being northern immediately. So I started off by going to art school at Manchester, John Moores. Is it not John Moores? That's the Liverpool one. Wherever it was Manchester, and what was Manchester Polytechnic. And then I did a little bit of work at the art school, teaching in the art school. And then I got a job at Wolverhampton, and then as head of electric media. In fact, Brian Eno was the previous leader of that workshop. I never met him. And then after that, I got a job at Liverpool and never looked back, as I said to my osteopath who fixed my neck. But so being in the rock business started off when I was teaching at the art school, and Clive and Steve asked me if I would be in the band, and that's because they heard me playing on the harmonium, and the harmonium was in the sculpture department, and I did faves like Onward Christian Soldiers, and they could tell I was destined for prog rock, so they wisely invited me, and I had several uncles who were vicars, and I think becoming the Reverend Max Ripple was a way of pissing off the music industry at the same time as pissing off the Church of England. So that was a big privilege to be working at the art school. And there was a number of bands, and we in a way, Deaf School was a kind of expanding enterprise. Today it would have got kind of job creation funds probably, because we had so many people in the band who came and went, and we had such a lot of fun with the local gigs and in the town. Combining being in the band with being a tutor was quite. I suppose it was not too bad, because for a couple of years, Sam, Eric, Shark and myself we were the ones with families, and we actually got paid quite a generous salary each. So it was incredible to have that experience. And I'm not sure that I would say, we had all these influences around us, but I never met Stuart Sutcliffe or almost met John Lennon, and of course influenced greatly by the Beatles, who wasn't. And I think we lived in a very charmed time. Although for many people life was very hard. It was tough in those days. But it was a great deal of poverty. But I think people in Liverpool know how to enjoy themselves and are immensely creative, and that's wonderful. I'm not sure really. I've got grandchildren now, and I'm not sure whether they have the same culture, the same openness to making mistakes and being creative in the way that we did. But who am I to say that? Patronising. yeah, I do patronising quite well, so I probably shouldn't apologise, although I do that quite well as well. So yes, no regrets at all, none that I can remember, except maybe just the stresses and strains of having a family and trying to be in a band and being on the road. That was very, very tough for all concerned. And yep, lots of ambitions left. I want to make an album. I've been saying this for about 5 years. I'm gradually building a studio to do it. And one of these days I might even start making music. So I've done not enough of that bit, writing a few bits and pieces. And ambitions beyond that. Well, what is there beyond that? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be saving the world. That's the other one. Anyway, I hope that is what you needed, and farewell. Thank you.